Sunday night. Happy New Year 2022. I mean, we made it out of 2021. All I can say is it's got to be better, right? Right? Um, I hope you had a great New Year. I interrupted my plans that I had. I was going to head out to Rhode Island with a big group of friends that I normally hang out with on New Year's Eve from all over the country. And I just didn't have it in me to fly across country. And with everything that was going on with COVID. Hi, Tom. Good to see you too. Happy 2022, my friend. And so I stayed home, had a very low key evening. Got together with my friend Tony. She made dinner. We watched a movie. That's it. Um, so it's been a real slow slide into 2022, and I am fine with it. Um, I mean, it wasn't a good time celebrating, Tom. It was just an okay. It was just like a nice dinner, and I'm totally okay with that. So, but I hope any of you who is watching this, I hope you had a great New Year. I hope you had a wonderful time. No, no clubbing, no clubbing at all, and that's totally okay. We were talking to Tony and I were talking about that, how times have changed, like the idea of going out after 9 o'clock. No way, I can't do it anymore. But there was a time in my life when that was certainly happening. Um, Listen, hey, all of you who are watching or who are going to watch, the rewrite starts on January 13th. It is coming your way. I'm super excited about this program. I only have a few spots left. And we're going to focus 8 weeks on how you can start rewriting your stories. Listen, we all have stories, and we all have, dare I say, a few shitty little stories that are keeping us trapped, keeping us stuck, keeping us frustrated and angry in certain situations. And so we're going to spend some time taking a look at those stories, maybe if need be finding out what the origin stories of those, where they came from. I don't know that we need to spend a lot of time on that, because I think we really need to spend some time on what are the stories we want to tell. And it's such an interesting exercise to do, to start thinking, well, what is it that I want, and what is the story that will serve that up, well, that will support that. We forget that we usually have an experience that either A, triggers an old story that we have, and then that just reaffirms that story. We look at the data and it just reaffirms that story. Or it's such a new experience that we create a brand new story out of it. And usually they're not great. We rarely ever question the stories that we create. And because we are humans and we have a negativity bias, we generally create stories that serve up a minimal mindset or a limiting belief that kind of supports that. So, listen, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like your life is not heading in the direction you want it to go, I totally get it. I mean, 2021 served up some great things for us, but here's the deal. We can't actually control those experiences. What we can control is the narrative that we tell about those experiences. And some of these experiences, they are so out there that we can't do anything to control them at all. And yet, when we are bombarded with that news and we take in the news all the time, we feel very close to it. So it feels very close to our stories. And it can really weigh so heavily on our shoulders. So, 8 weeks, you're going to be working with me on the rewriting our stories of our past, the headlines that come up in our present day. I came up with the idea because I remember a couple of months ago, I was just dinking around on the computer. I was trying to do some work, and I realized I was 20 minutes into an article on Prince Harry and Meghan, and Princess Meghan, I guess what you call her. I don't know what you call her. And honestly, I could have cared less about what they were experiencing or what was going on. Not that they aren't lovely people, but I have things in my own life to do. I was 20 minutes into this article and I realized, what am I doing? I was deep into someone else's life, of which I can't do anything about. And isn't that what we do all the time with thoughts that come up? And all of a sudden, we think that these thoughts that come up in our head are of ultimate importance. and we start replaying them over and over and over again, it's like these thoughts that come up for us are clickbait headlines. And we dive deep and we start ruminating and we start thinking that these thoughts that are coming up, they deserve all of our attention. So we start giving them all of our attention instead of recognizing what they are. Yes, it's just like a clickbait headline. We do it to ourselves all the time. I do it too. And then we'll take a look at the stories of our future. Like, how do we create a story about where it is that we want to go? Once again, knowing I can't control everything. But if I don't have at least of a roadmap of the destination I'd like to go to or an idea of the experiences I'd like to have, then we allow life to kind of just use us like one of those balls in a ping pong or in a ping pong? No, pinball. There we go, in a pinball machine. And we get kind of beaten around, battered by it. And what I want to help people with is really help them create a little bit more of a mission, drive, or passion in their life. What is it that they want to create? Not only what they want to do, but more importantly, who do you want to be? So I thought I'd give you, yes, exactly. I thought I'd give you just something to nibble on tonight, and that idea of those little things that happen in your life that give you a little rub or irritation. And for instance, one of mine is for whatever reason, I get really frustrated when people show up late. I have a lot of things, I have meetings all the time with people and coaching people all the time. And I have to say, generally, my clients are really great at this. So I don't experience this very often, but when I do, I very quickly start telling a story about who this person is and how they're disrespecting me because they're running late. And I have had to stop myself and become really curious about that experience because, first of all, why is that? Why is that the story I'm telling myself? That because someone is late, I'm being disrespected. Is that true? I don't know that to be true. But when I really take a look at that story that I tell myself, I go back to its origin and realize, oh, yeah, my mom was late for everything. And I remember waiting for hours after school at events. When I was a young kid, I'd be out there for 1 or 2 hours waiting for her to come by and pick me up, and she would have fallen asleep. And now I can look at it with a single mom. She's really trying to pull things together. She didn't have it all. She wasn't able to do it all. But as a kid, all I could process that was I told myself a story that I wasn't very important, and because she was late all the time. And so now, as an adult, when people are late, my first reaction to that, based on that story, is, oh, they don't think very much of me. They don't respect me. Now, that is a childlike mind living in this adult body. And what I need to start doing is become a little bit more curious. Why does it have to have anything to do with me? And can I respect myself enough to allow them to live their life, whatever's happening in their world? Once I made that shift and recognition of where that story is coming, and then allow myself the grace of curiosity. And, I can certainly have boundaries around if someone is late for a meeting, doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to extend my time, but I can certainly extend some grace to them and understand it may not have anything to do with me. Just like that origin story, when my mom would be late, I couldn't, at that age, at a young age, I couldn't go, hey, mom, what's going on in your world? Why didn't you show up for an hour and recognize, she's trying to pull 3 jobs. She's tired, she's exhausted, and she's going through a divorce. Time is tumultuous. And so I have to do a job because I'm getting frustrated in situations that really don't need any kind of frustration. And so that's a very small example. I know we all have bigger examples of where we're getting stuck, but coming back and pulling back, I'd love for you to think about where is it in your life that you're feeling a frustration point? Like if someone does this thing constantly and you get frustrated by it, what is that? What is the story that you're telling yourself about that? And where did that origin story come from? Is there any way that you could retell that story, not from a child's mind, but from adult's mind? With a little bit of grace and understanding that at that time when you process that experience, You can only process it from a very small perspective, when everything really is about you as a child and not from adult perspective. Listen, taking time to rewrite your stories, the stories that are getting you in a frustration point, the stories that are getting you stuck, the stories that are limiting your beliefs about what you think you can and cannot do, that is the work. And I honestly think it is our life's purpose to continually to evolve into the human that you want to be. Is it easy? Is it hard? I don't know. Even that is a story. But I know if you're going to come in and join me with a rewrite, we're going to have a little bit of fun. I don't believe in making self development work drudgery. It's hard enough. So I believe in having a little bit of fun through the process as well. And it starts on the 13th. If you want to know any more about it, there'll be a link. I'll put a link in this go live or this go live, this live podcast to it so you can go find out some more information. Or you can just hit me up on Facebook or check me out on email at Deanna@DeannaMoffitt.com and you want some more information. I'm happy to have a chat with you. It starts on the 13th. Come join me. It's going to be 8 weeks of you diving in to your own stories. And listen, if you're a coach or an aspiring coach, my friend, what are you doing? You can use everything that you learn for yourself in the rewrite for your own clients. Remember, as a coach, you can only take your clients as deep as you've gone yourself. It is always a great investment when you can invest in yourself when you're a coach. You guys, it is 2022. It's Sunday. I hope you're doing great. I hope you feel hopeful about 2022. I don't know what you're feeling, but why not? Well, why not have some hope about what this year can bring? And I hope you are surrounded by great friends and are telling great stories and are laughing a little bit. Wherever you are, I'm sending you love. Bye, everybody. Hey, thanks for coming, Tom. Thanks so much, buddy. Bye, everybody.